They had a pretty good data foundation in place. They had already invested in the centralized capability, building out a robust platform. It was in a pretty decent place there.
Except for data quality.
Except for data quality.
We're here at the Databricks conference and we're kicking off this interview series. It's amazing to have our customers, our partners come here and have really meaningful conversations with us. Hi, my name is Gorkem Sevinc and I'm the co-founder CEO at Qualytics. And today I'm here with Yannique Kameka. Yannique, tell us about yourself.
So I'm Yannique Kameka. I am Senior Director of Data Management at Georgia Pacific, leading our data quality, data governance, data architecture, data platform capabilities under the Data and Analytics organization.
GP is a very interesting organization, right? It's a privately owned organization. It's a massive organization. See it everywhere.
Huge.
Big supply chain, big manufacturing. How did the data team come about?
When I got to GP, they had a pretty good data foundation in place from a data platform perspective. They had already invested in the centralized capability, building out a robust platform with good pipelines. They had just started to expand their data cataloging capabilities. So it was in a pretty decent place there.
Except for data quality.
Except for data quality. Wait, no, that's a great point. And we quickly identified that there was a gap. We knew where our data was. We knew how it was moving. We talk about it with a simple analogy. We talk about it like it's plumbing. We say that our data pipelines help us understand that there's water flowing through those pipes. It's at the right pressure level. You don't have any leaks in those pipes per se, but you don't know when you turn the faucet on, is that water going to be white, clear, brown, right?
Yep,
right?
Exactly.
Is it drinkable? Is it safe? Is it fit for purpose for what you're going to try to do with it in the business?
How much data are we talking about? What's the scale of operations with your data ecosystem?
Oh man, over 100 something data sources that we're feeding into our enterprise data lake and then feeding out from the data lake into the various analytics platforms and
we're
organizations.
Talking tens of billions of records.
Yes.
And growing.
Every second of the day getting measured and used.
Awesome.
Yeah.
How did you land with Qualytics? What was that process like?
Yeah, so we had a data quality team in place, but it was a small data quality team like most organizations. They were focused on the high priority areas like finance, right? But it wasn't a scalable operation because that team just took demands in from the finance team or whatever teams needed us to build a data quality rule, pushed it out, and then we were done. But that became a quick bottleneck for the organization. So we said, guys, we're at a crossroads here. We're either going to have to make a decision to scale up this team, and which is a heavy engineering focused team, or find a tool or a path that's going to help us push that data quality responsibility down to the business and scale out instead of expanding our team. The POC with Qualytics made it very easy for us to see with the intuitive interface, with the usability factor was there. And like I said, the business was able to see it with some GP data because we did it on a small subset of our financial data. That was what really sold it for our business stakeholders.
So making it real with the POC, showing business impact.
Yep.
And also just because we're awesome people.
And it's awesome, you're an awesome tool, you're very responsive to our requests, yes.
Tell us about, there has been this MRO use case that is mind-boggling how big of an impact it has been, and it was like week 2 that we found that together, right? So tell us a little bit about that use case. Like, what was it? How is it? People that are listening are probably I'm not gonna know what MRO is.
It's okay, but they'll get the point of the story because this was our moneymaker. This was really what sold Qualytics to everyone. All the doubters that might have been left, there were not that many left, but the few that were scattered throughout the organization, when they saw how quickly we identified what was going on with the data here. But one of our data analytics partners came to us and said, hey, I'm having trouble with this data. It's just a pain point for me. I don't know what's causing it, how big it is, but I know my team is spending a ton of time manually cleansing the data every time it gets to us before we put it into a dashboard to serve out to our business users. So we said, okay, we'll figure it out for you. We pointed Qualytics at the source. They knew at least where it was coming from, didn't know what was causing it within the source. Pointed it at source data, ran the analysis, and within a matter of hours, we were able to identify that 16% of the data, the class code data, was incorrectly assigned. So 16. And so that's the response we got, though. We got 16. It's not huge, but it's big enough to make me care, right? Yes. It's big enough for that I need to pay attention to it. So we started socializing that number, and that wasn't even the light bulb moment for people. It was, we started to socialize it. People said, you know what? This is actually a bigger deal than you realize because those class codes are driving accounting decisions downstream. And when that light bulb went off, we said, okay, let's wrap some financial numbers around it. And it was pretty easy to just layer some financial analysis on top of that class code data that we had uncovered. That's when you saw the conversation really shift. Like the light bulb went off with 16%, the accounting impacts made people care a little bit more. And then when we put the number to it, people were like, oh, we need to take action, right?
When the CFO sees
when they see,
like,
we need to take action
is a real
now.
thing.
Yeah, absolutely. It's no longer just a data nuisance or something that the analytics team has to clean up and manually patch downstream. It became something that we need to fix upstream. We need to go to the source, figure out what's going on, put the guardrails in place so that they can't make those errors, put the controls in place,
so it's like a system
clean
sync issue at its source,
absolutely,
right?
And it caused the business to act, right? That's what changed the game for us. It wasn't just fix the data later. It was, no, let's fix it at the source so it doesn't propagate downstream. And that's what I was saying, like the few doubters that we had out there, when they saw how quickly we were able to get to that answer, they were like, oh, well, yeah, we probably need, how many other hidden data issues do we have sitting out there in our source systems?
So now finance is lined up with more use cases, right?
Yep. And all the other segments are getting on board as well. We started just having meeting after meeting, showcasing the tool and how intuitive it was, but then listening to the business talk about their data, and you started to tell the story in their own words, right? You started to tell them things about where this can help their specific business use case. But then we had to lock it in, because even that, we sold them, took a little bit of a leap of faith for them to jump into it. But now that we have the tool and we're pointing it at their live production data, the data is telling the story for us, right? They're seeing it. It clicks right away when they're.
It's like a little hump that we need to get over as data professionals to tell the story.
So what's changed the game for us a lot is this AI hype wave that everybody is on. What people are starting to realize is AI is only as good as the data that you feed it, right? So data quality used to be a back end story. It used to be something, like I said, when something breaks, somebody would reach out and say, hey, we probably need to put a rule in place so it doesn't break again, or we catch it the next time it breaks. The conversation has shifted to now, how can we move fast to build confidence in our data so that we can unlock AI and analytics use cases? We're going after using qualytics to expose the data quality, confidence scores, and trust scores to the agents so that the agents can then think about, what do I do with this? How do I act based on this? So if they see that a check has failed somewhere, the agent can make the decision, do I just stop and flag this for a human in the loop to review? Do I fall back to a more trusted data source that I might have in my workflow? We're trying to think about, how do we give those signals up front to AI so AI can make the decision on how it should act.
I love that. So there, because context is the hype everywhere. Yes, context is, there's metadata context and then there is data quality context, right? And I like to think of that as like the signals, data quality signals that we're exposing,
those
the quality
trust signals.
score, past anomalies.
Yes.
And resolution context of those anomalies. Those are all very meaningful data points for you to train.
And for that business too, right? Because something like a financial or an accounting decision is going to require a higher confidence score than like a marketing use case, right? Marketing is going to be a little bit more flexible with the variances.
Obviously, one of the big data quality value props that we bring to the table is automation of the profiling, generating metadata.
Scans,
I believe that data quality is a business problem, not a technical problem.
Agreed.
But it's
Couldn't agree more.
trapped in technical tools. But we bring a lot of automation into the mix so that people don't have to do all the grunt work.
What's really unlocked it for us, and it's something that we didn't have in the POC, but it was a nice surprise when we bought the tool earlier in the year, is Agent Q. Your Agent Q feature has completely changed the game for how our users are engaging with it. It's lowered that barrier for entry, where even the non-technical or not really super technical users can go in there and ask Agent Q the question, and Agent Q can help decipher and analyze and tell them what actions they need to consider. We literally just Monday, I guess it was, we had a use case where we were showcasing Agent Q against some SAP data that we had, right? So we ran it, and SAP, all those German names and things that people don't fully understand. We ran it, didn't understand what the role was telling us, but again, it was a significant percentage of the data that was off. And we gave it the context to the Agent Q. This is from a SAP S/4HANA system. Help us understand how we should think about this. And it gave us the full rundown of maybe it's a problem, maybe it's not, and here how you can decipher if it's a problem or not. Right. So it was an eye opener.
Right. We are taking your LLM of choice. We're integrating with it via MCP. We're bringing the non-deterministic reasoning capabilities of the LLM into a with combining it with your metadata
Yes.
and your context
Yep.
at the point of use.
At the point of use.
So you're putting that in front of
The
business users.
Oh, they're using it. They're using it to build their checks. They're using it to decipher those checks, to analyze the results. They're using it's pretty awesome. It's a game changer.
That's I love hearing that.
Yeah.
It warms my heart a little bit,
Yeah.
right? How do you think about remediation workflows, driving downstream? Like you found an anomaly, what happens next?
You've got to make the impact real, right? And with that one, it was socializing it until somebody connected the dots for us to say, there's financial impact, there's accounting impact here. And then you start putting those numbers in front of people and they realize if I don't change this, it's going to have detrimental impact to the company, to my job, my area of influence. And that's how we've been approaching it, is like we show them the data, we help them connect the dots as to what that data means to their organization and their workflows. And we say that all the time, that data quality is everyone's responsibility. Everyone has a play in this. It's definitely already shifted from a tech-only challenge to a business capability and something that the business teams, we're enabling them to build their own checks, look at their own data. We're moving that data quality closer to the people that actually manage the data.
Yeah, exactly. Right. How do you see the overlap between your data catalog, where your context lives, business context lives, and where data quality, and there's of course integration between the two. What's your vision there? What does good look like?
So that one comes right back to the agents as well, right? The agents need both. So we're talking about making sure that no matter where the agent wants to get it, whether they want to go to Qualytics to get that, or they want to go to our cataloging tool to get it, that the cataloging tool has the data quality scores and signals from Qualytics, and vice versa. Qualytics has all of the business context that it needs to be able to surface that up.
So you want the trusted context everywhere?
We do, because we want, it's not a one size fits all, right?
No.
Everybody's going to attack it in a different way.
So Yannick, tell us a little bit about what you think is the next exciting thing when it comes to data quality, data governance, AI governance. Yeah. What's the next big thing for you?
I think it's expansion, because while we're doing a lot in our commercial segments, we're doing a lot with our supply chain and procurement capabilities, we're not in the manufacturing sites just yet.
Okay.
And there's an opportunity there, right? There's an opportunity there. Next. It's got to get a lot more real-time responsiveness to it, right? So we've got to figure, not with Qualytics, there's no challenge there, but with integrating with how their software works and their process flows work, their business processes.
Are you thinking telemetry data as well?
That's what I'm thinking.
That's interesting. Yeah. So actually just looking at productivity metrics, etc., outputs, and
you got it.
What would be like a magic wand if you had that magic wand that would make your life easier with business person adoption?
A standardized approach. But that's been a big surprise for us. It's for me. We got the tool. We figured we were going to wrap a process around how we roll it out and how we engage. But what we're seeing is a different dynamic. Everyone's in a different place in their data journey, right?
Every business unit.
Business unit is different, and the users there are different, right? In their skill set and their capability and their knowledge of the data, all of them are in different points. And what we've had to do is just meet them where they're at. You've got one group that is very eager to jump in. They're just like, just give us the access, point us to the tool and let us go. We know our data, we don't need any help, we'll go figure it out on our own, right? And that's not wrong, but you got to make sure you're thinking about how do you put the right structure and guardrails in place so it doesn't go awry very quickly, because that could happen.
If you had a magic wand for whether it's product versus capability versus standardized approaches, etc., for business user adoption, because like every business unit is a little different, I'm sure. What would that be? What has been your experience? Because you guys have been doing some amazing work with business user adoption, obviously, but tell us what that magic wand would be.
What was surprising, and I'll get to the magic wand in a second. What was surprising to me was that all the socialization and the excitement building was the easy part, right? So all of that legwork that we did late in the year last year to start socializing what this tool could do for them and how it could have meaningful impact to their business, that was easy. Now everybody wants in, and everybody wants to do it their way, right? So my magic wand would be to standardize that approach and get everybody on the same page as to how they attack the data quality challenges that they're having. But it's just not working out that way. What we're realizing is that everyone is in a different place in their data journey. Everyone has different skill sets on their team. So we've got, think about it in three different ways. We've got three main business segments. We've got one group that is just turn us loose and let us go, give us access to the tool, and we'll figure it out. We know our data, we know our challenges, we're gonna go build those rules, right? So that's fine.
They're the easy ones.
Easy in a way, but there's risk to that, right? Then we've got other groups that are a little more intentional and collaborative in their approach. They're thinking about, how do we insert this into our business workflows? What does this mean for our relationship with IT? How does that change? So that goes a little bit slower, but it's very valuable, right? Because that slower approach is building something that we can scale over time, right? Because what I worry about with the first one, and I'm not trying to bring this to fruition, what I worry about is if they go too fast, that they can't train the others in their team that don't have the same skill set or knowledge, right? Because it's not about teaching one person.
No.
It's teaching the whole business.
Because you guys are change agents.
We're changing. We're changing. We're trying to do that mental model shift of making everyone care about data quality, not just the segment data governance team or data quality teams that are there, right? So so that one team that I was talking about, it's a data team that's just like, let us run with it.
Yeah.
And they're not thinking about the long-term change control process that you have to go through.
Okay.
The second, like I said, is thinking a little more intentional about it. And then we've got some teams that are still a little timid. They're sold on the tool. They're sold on data quality being something that they need to care about, but they want a little more white glove service, right? They want us taking them along, taking the ride along with them,
They want some love.
they want some love. They just need a little more attention.